Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to learn how we can draw cherry blossom or apple blossom or any kind of blossom. All the blossoms are pretty similar to each other, and I'm using these two needle pen of size 04 and 02, and I'm going to use this pencil for outlining and for the guiding purpose. So let's draw a basic guideline for ourselves, like where you want to keep your flowers, where you want to keep your flower birds, all those things, and how we are going to define this, creating a circle. So if I'm creating a bigger circle, it means I want to keep my flowers here, and if I'm creating this smaller circle, then I want to keep my flower birds here. So basically I need 4 to 5 flowers, so I'm creating little bigger circle like this, and flower could be overlapping as well, so you can create half circle or something like that. Then connect everything together with the help of stem. All these things we are doing with the help of pencil, and this is the basic guideline that we are creating for ourselves. The pencil mark might be a little less visible for you guys, but don't worry about it. We are going to use pen at the end to draw all these things, so don't worry about the pencil mark. You can create your own composition, or you can use any reference photo and create a basic guideline like this with the help of pencil, creating bigger circle for flowers, smaller circle for flower birds. Now think about leaves as well. So when I say apple blossom or cherry blossom or hawthorn, these flowers are pretty much similar to each other. The only difference could be of leaf. So you can have your own kind of leaf based on what kind of blossom you want to draw. So I'm creating a simple leaf, and I have created something like this. Maybe we can have few leaves here, and likewise you can see the overall pattern, how you're going to compose all these things together. So we have this basic guideline with ourselves. Now with the help of bigger pen, I'm using 04. You can feel free to use ball pen also. It is totally fine to use ball pen to do all these things. Now with the help of pen, you can create a sepal at the base. So basically we need two sepals left and right, and then create a round shape, and then divide this round shape with a little wavy pattern, creating some wavy line in the center. So likewise you can create multiple flower birds here, depending on what kind of composition you have. So I have so many flower birds here, so I'm doing the exactly same thing, creating sepals at the base, creating some spikes kind of pattern, creating spikes left and right, and then you can create a round shape. You can keep the round shape little bit in a wavy manner, and then you can create some wavy line in the center. Not necessary, you can divide it into 3 parts as well, or you can divide it into 2 parts. So likewise just draw all the flower birds quickly for yourself, and try connecting all these things together with the help of stem. We don't want to keep anything hanging, so make sure every element is connected with each other. So likewise I have connected all the flower birds together. Now with the help of fine pen, you can do a little bit of lining and shading around the flower bird area as well, although this area is quite smaller in size, so nothing much we can do here, but little bit of line and pattern we are creating. Likewise you can repeat the same thing for all the flower birds that you have, so take all your time to do these kind of shading and detailing. Now I'm done with the flower birds. Now let's switch to flowers. So for the flowers we need the center part, so create a small circle in the center of the bigger circle that you have, and then start creating petals little bit at distance. And likewise you can create 5 to 6 petals like this, little rounded, and you can have little wavy pattern around the edge as well. It is totally fine. So likewise we have created a small flower, 5 to 6 petal into it, little rounded petals, and I have little gap in between these petals wherein we can define our sepals which are visible. So if you are doing watercoloring, so those sepals are in green, but in here we are going to keep sepals little bit in a darker shade. So now let's do the same thing with the help of pen. So creating petals like this, I'm going to show you 2 to 3 flowers in my real speed, and then we can speed up to save our time a little bit. So you can create sepals in between these two petals like this, making the area a little darker, and from this center we have multiple stamens. So for the blossoms we need these stamens because these are pretty much visible when you see a group of flowers like these. So create multiple dots around the petal area and connect a few with the center, creating a stamen. So likewise we need to create all the flowers that we have. Now let's do one more. So in this one I'm keeping the perspective little different, although you can keep the perspective same to start with. So I'm creating 2 petals smaller in size and 3 petals little bigger in size. So that's why I have kept the center part of the flower little bit towards one side of the circle, so that we have little lesser space. So automatically you will create smaller petals on that side. And then you can add folded pattern, you can create multiple stamens, you can create multiple dots to make those stamen more visible. So likewise we have created this one as well. In the folded pattern I have done some cross hatching to make that particular area a little darker. Now I'm doing all these things with the help of pen directly, but please avoid it and do it with the help of pencil first and then trace it with the help of pen. I'm doing it so that I can save my time a little bit, so that is why I'm doing it directly with the help of pen. So please do it with the help of pencil and then repeat it with the help of pen. Now let's create 2 more, one fully visible and one is little bit overlapped. So for the overlapped flower, the petals are half visible, so likewise you can create your flowers. So in this one all the petals are visible, so I'm creating like this, creating the center part little darker to make it look like these are sepals and multiple stamens around it, multiple dots like this. Now let's do the last one. So this one is half visible, so few petals are fully visible and few petals are not. So depend on what kind of composition you have, you can do something like this and repeating rest other thing in a similar way, creating the in between area a little darker to make it look like the sepals are visible from the behind and stamens. Now let's connect all the flowers and flower buds together with the help of main stem. So depend on what kind of composition you have created for yourself, you can just connect everything together with the help of a stem. Now I'm pretty much done with the stems as well. I think I can have one more flower bird here, so I'm creating a flower bird again. So likewise you can do little changes in the composition also if you feel. And likewise we are done with the flowers and flower birds. Now let's draw the leaf. So leaves are pretty simple. First you can draw a simple leaf with smooth edge and then you can add fine serration into it. When I am creating the outline of the leaf, I am creating little zigzag pattern to make it little bit serrated. So I am keeping the leaf little bit serrated, so that's why I am adding little zigzag pattern around the edge. So these are very fine serrated leaves. So depend on what kind of blossom you are creating, you can have different kind of leaf altogether. So do this particular step for all the leaves that you have created for your composition. So I have few more leaves here, so let me do this and then we are going to jump into the next step. Now create some sublines around the leaf area that you have created. So I have created one center line in the center of the leaf, depend on the perspective of the leaf. Now you can add some more lines from the center to make it look like a tree branch kind of pattern. These are vines which we usually see into the leaf area. So this is something we need to do for all the leaves that we have. So repeat it, and then with the help of fine pen, so this time I'm using my 02 needle pen. If you are using ball pen, totally fine, use that pen itself to do something like this. Go around the petal area, add some soft lines around the petal area, this is totally optional, and then do some hatching process around the leaf area. So hatching means creating parallel line close to each other. The closer these lines are, the darker shade you will get, and this could be in any direction, but do it with very soft hand. So hold your pen like this, and softly you can create lines like this on both sides of the leaf. So you need to create these lines diagonally. So right now I am only doing hatching, which means I am creating parallel lines side by side. If you want, you can do some cross hatching as well. So cross hatching means creating cross line around those parallel line that you have created. More you create these lines, the darker shade you will get. So depend on in which area you need little darker color, you can have more lines around that particular area, and likewise you can define your overall drawing structure. So if you need darker color, go for it, create more lines. If you need lighter color, go for it, create lesser line. So that's the only thing we need to understand here. I am doing little bit of cross hatching for couple of leaves that I have. Although these things are totally optional, these are the part of shading and detailing which I am doing here. So if you are only interested in drawing, just create your drawing and you can start with the watercolor or any kind of coloring you want to. Now just to give little extra texture into my composition, I am doing hatching and cross hatching to the overall flower that I have created, and I'm doing it with the help of very soft hand. So don't overpower these lines. These lines are visible, but the main component is not hidden because of these lines. So very softly I'm doing these lines. First I have created parallel line, then I'm creating cross line here, and we are done with the today's video. Hope this video is easy and simple to follow, and please do let me know if you have any kind of feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching. See you all in the next video.